Lord God, her name was Sally. She lived in the Kanawha Valley, just outside of Charleston,
West Virginia, Aurora Rowlands. West Virginia, Aurora Rowlands. Aurora Rowlands. The gentleman's got the frauderizing. Got caught Skylark at a Parkersburg. Ollie River Wobble Water sparked the herbs. Got the Braxton County Booker weed. Look at me with Tommy Wildfire out back cooking beef. Dingus, Stinkfinger, pinkest drink drinker. Rinky dink stink lingers on my blinky pink finger. Dead ringer for death eating a cracker. Part-time slacker, full-time slob. It's kind of funny how...
Hey, good evening, ladies and gents. Welcome to the third installment of the Who is Dingus Stinkfinger podcast. This episode, we are talking to Matt Ewing, who owns the Great Googly Moogly, which is a really cool store located in Fayetteville, West Virginia. We shot this over the weekend, Saturday night. Did our first take, a little rough. Both of us, I think, were just a little bit nervous. So we decided to drown a bottle of Jameson, and this is our second take. And we had a lot of fun shooting it. And we hope you guys enjoy listening to it. So here's Matt Ewing, the Great Googly Moogly. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
All right, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the third edition of the Who is Dingus Stinkfinger podcast. It's May 18th of 2019, a lovely evening here in Fayetteville, West Virginia. Made the trip up today to come talk to jewelry maker, local entrepreneur, and just all-around kick-ass fella. A good friend of mine, his name is Matt Ewing, and we're here at his store called the Great Googly Moogly, which is on Keller Avenue in Fayetteville, West Virginia. Sorry, we had a couple JMOs before we started this, you know what I mean? But Matt, man, how you doing tonight?
Yeah, good, man.
Doing
Good.
well?
Thanks for fucking coming to the Great Googly Moogly and interviewing me.
Dude, absolutely, man. Just so you know, you're our first official guest on the Who is Dingus Stinkfinger podcast. So I don't know if congratulations is in order, because one day you might regret this.
No, there's not too much I regret in life.
Right on, man. Well, this is a pretty impressive spot. I mean, I've obviously known you for a while, so I've been in the store a few times. It's a real successful business here in Fayetteville. But I want to ask, I'm curious, how did you sort of evolve to this point? I mean, you obviously have an entrepreneurial frame of mind, but what kind of inspired you to get into this type of business? Where did it all start? And how'd you end up at this spot right here?
Well, it's a long journey.
Right.
But to the start, several things. Because I love the rocks, minerals, crystals, and fossils. So it started at a very young age. That's one of the first things that got me started. And I was just out back in the woods hunting for crawdads and salamanders. And I flipped over a rock that happened to be unique. And it was a fossil of a fern. And at the time, I was 6 or 7. I thought it was a ginormous snake because it was all scaly. So I drug it home, and I've been dragging rocks home ever since. So that's how I got to start a little bit. And then another time, I think it was 14, and my buddy was selling his moped, and I asked Dad, I was like, hey, Reggie's selling his moped. I was like, can I get it? And Dad was like, well, sure, how much is it? And I was like, guys, $400.
Dad
That's
was not bad for a moped. Was it one of the old pedal ones?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, yeah. That's old school, yeah.
So Dad was like, oh, how much money you got? And I said, well, $20. And he said, well, you better start planting some grass. So I did.
Nice.
And I bought it.
Yeah.
And I guess I've been self-employed ever since,
Yeah.
That's probably one of the best gifts. Well, other than a toolbox. When I was 16, my parents got me a toolbox that I still have to this day.
Right, yeah. Respect on that, man. I was a kid, I skateboarded growing up. Mm-hmm. And skateboards are fucking expensive, man. And you're a kid, you're skating every day, 6-7 hours a day. I was breaking skateboards left and right. I was like, I need to come up with some cash. My dad was like, dude, there's 40 lawns within an eye shot of this house. He's like, go out and start mowing some grass.
Yeah.
And I mean, he was the type of dude too, man. He was like, you know, as soon as we hit 10 years old, like my mom marched us out, taught us how to do laundry. As soon as I could see over the handlebars of the, I don't know if it's a handlebar, of the lawnmower, my dad was like, now you mowing the grass too. So, you know, basically at 10 years old, I took all that shit on. But yeah, I started mowing grass. That's how I bought skateboards and stuff. So, you know, that's a good, you know, good lesson to learn early on, you know what I mean, for sure. So, but so, like, you know, I know you're pretty, well, not pretty, like very, very, very talented jewelry maker, right? So you use, you know, obviously the stones that you get and like sterling silver, is that right? And do like wrap jewelry and stuff. So how, like, who taught you how to get in all that? Like, how'd you get involved in the jewelry making side?
Well, that's a long story too. But when I was going to college for fish and wildlife management at Hawking College, a friend had showed me how to do macrame. Actually, she didn't even teach me. She had me buy all the materials, and then we had a date set up to where she was going to teach me whatnot. And she didn't show. She fucking left, went somewhere. Who knows? Got to where. So I sat down and taught myself how to, you know, macrame, right over left to right.
Right.
Tied jewelry, and I found that even after I graduated college and started working in environmental camps and outdoor nature centers and whatnot, that I made a lot more money at the bars at night selling hemp jewelry than I did waiting for a good, you know, DNR job or whatnot. So, but then the hemp, you know, you're dragging around, you know, a lot of beads and hemp. I mean, you got like a lot of like tackle boxes full of materials.
Yeah, a lot of.
I saw somebody wire wrapping one time, and it was at a show in Laughlin, Nevada, after the Quartzsite and Tucson shows. So this older cat wire wrapping, and it just fascinated me. You know, to take wire, straight wire, make jewelry out of it. So he wouldn't teach me, but he taught my buddy. But anyways, I just got into that, and then just started wire wrapping. And once I learned to wire wrap, I never tied another knot. And
Yeah. So there's no, like, there's, I guess what you're saying, when you never tied another knot, like that, that's referring to doing hemp jewelry and stuff
just
like
to
that?
do hemp. I still always climb and sail and stuff.
Yeah.
But, so, taking off with the jewelry, I left, took off after I realized I could make money, jewelry, but rock climbing. I started rock climbing, so took off around the country on a little year-long trip, and just we go, you know, climbing campground to climbing campground, selling hemp jewelry in the mornings to make some money, and then go climbing.
Right.
And then just move on. You know, just travel, living in a van.
So you initially, like, you went to school, you know, went to college. Where'd you go to school?
It was Hawking College, southeastern Ohio.
Okay, yeah. So you went to school to, you know, get education, you know, and hopefully follow that pursuit. But this is something that took you on a different path.
Sure.
And you've been pursuing that since, and you've been successul at it, right?
Yeah. I wasn't even planning on going to college. It was like, my parents like, you going to college, right? And I was like, well, I wasn't really thinking about it. Like, well, if you're not going to college, you ain't sticking around here.
Right.
So I went and applied for a couple scholarships and grants and got them, which I didn't think I would, so which paid my way through college.
Yeah. Well, you're smart, dude, man. That doesn't
degree.
surprise me at all, you know? Yeah. So, but you decided not to pursue that avenue like what you went to school for.
I tried.
It sort of led you to where you're at now.
Sure.
Yeah.
I was in college. I learned to do hemp jewelry.
Right.
And that's what they realized, that I was going to be self-employed for the rest of my life.
Right.
You know, I tried college and, you know, tried to do that, you know, which was awesome. Being fish and wildlife management, you like, I know a lot of names of fishes and fish, and know a lot of the names of trees and flowers and So the wire wrapping took off, and then this fell into my hands. The Great Googly Moogly, my friend Joe and his ex, Jana, it was there. They started it, and you know, we were driving down the car one day, and Joe was like, "Hey, I'm thinking of giving the Googly Moogly up." And I was like, "Well, they're selling a Googly Moogly." I was like, "We better offer it to me first."
Right.
And he was like, "Well, I didn't think you'd ever want to settle down and put roots down. You know, for 20 years you lived in Volkswagen vans and sailboats."
Yeah.
I was like, "Dude, I just bought property here. You know, I've traveled the 20 years I've been traveling around the country, in a van, an RV. I finally bought property here in Fayetteville, and I was like, yeah, dude, my roots are put down. I'd definitely love to, take over the Googly Moogly.
Right.
And so we worked it out.
Yeah. So you've had it for what? A couple, two
going
and a half,
on 3
years.
Three. Yeah. It'll be 3 in July.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely it's a staple in Fayetteville now, and West Virginia for that matter. I mean, I know a lot of people across the state contribute to the store. They put their merchandise in here, and I mean that's both you guys helping each other out. Who do we have in here? Like who do you want to?
And that's a good point, Ian. Because I was obviously self-employed and an artist, so I try to make this store, as much local as I can.
Yeah.
So my glass, the tobacco products is
tobacco only, folks.
And I try to, I've got Kevin Eads stuff. I've got Jameson.
Oh, dude, Kevin Eads. Just a side story. Not to interrupt you, but just a side story. If y'all know Kevin Eads, some of you do, some of you don't. But his sales pitch, and I, obviously he's selling at the Great Googly Moogly now. He's moved up, but he used to sell just whenever he was at a bar or whatever. He's trying to hustle, sell a bowl here.
He doesn't drink anymore.
Doesn't drink anymore. He's good. He's doing his thing, man. Much respect to Kevin Eads. But he would take a bowl, and we'd be in a bar, and he would try to sell a bowl, and he would chuck that shit into a ceiling fan, and it would hit the ceiling fan, just whisk all around the bar, and hit 6 different locations, sharp edges and all this, and would never chip. That shit never chipped, and that was his whole sales pitch. And I think I probably saw him pitch that 50 different times, and he was 48 for 50. I mean, he would sell that bowl every time. So yeah, big up to Kevin Eads, man. I mean, he's got some great stuff in here. And then we got who else? We got Jaybird.
Yeah, Jaybird Stewart
Yeah.
does the the tobacco pipes, and he also does pendants, marbles. I'm a huge marble fan, so
Yeah.
I'm trying to get him on his way to fuck you making me some badass freaking marbles.
Right.
Man,
You talking about just marbles you played with as a kid, or
these guys up here
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in case anything. I mean, you do
What are you doing? People's ashes,
Yes.
that kind of thing.
Mhm.
Yeah. So he's encasing those in marbles,
Mhm.
and then something people could put up
or
on
pendants, so
yeah,
you wear
that
them.
type of thing. Yeah.
Wear your loved one, your pet.
Right.
Right.
That's a
stay
sick
loved
idea,
one.
man.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting, I mean, how would you want to get when you go out? How you want to get buried?
21 gun salute.
21 gun
No,
salute?
I'm just joking.
Put up against a post and
yeah.
shot? I'm not talking about how you want to die. I'm talking about how you want to get buried.
No, I'm just completely joking. It's a Jameson. I imagine being cremated.
Yeah, I thought have you seen those new things that the pods, where you put your whole body in the pot, and it's a tree buried into the pod, but your body's wrapped around the roots of it, and then they bury the tree, and then it grows from your flesh deteriorating, fertilizes the tree. And I just thought it'd be a cool idea because what if your skull pops out in the trunk of the tree and it's halfway up? You know what I mean? They're just dude, that's definitely Ian's tree. That's his fucking stupid ass skull staring at us all the time. I don't know.
That's interesting.
But I mean, it's all
cool.
it's all different kinds of routes you can go now with that shit. So
But yeah, the local artists they're having the shop. Just looking, there's a Jim Hogan. I did not get to meet that guy when he came through. He's out of Erie, PA. His glass is in here. Open Mind Glass, Charleston, West Virginia.
yeah. Just so y'all know, just so when you're out there listening, just so you know, we're actually in the shop right now, and we're hovering above the glass case with all the tobacco bowls and all that stuff. So just to give y'all a little visual right now. Yeah, man, you got some great stuff in here. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go for it.
This is one product I find particularly interesting is what is this made out of? Is this
It's a quartz cock.
It's quartz. Yeah, it's a quartz cock. I mean, it's literally pretty much a mold of where I'm at, but it's a cock and balls. It's made of quartz. I'm pretty sure it'll last you a lifetime as long as you don't chuck it through somebody's windshield or something. But And even still,
Yeah, I hate you, you cocksucker. I have a quartz cock
ladies,
upside your head.
I mean, yeah, if your man's not holding up, you come down and get one of these things, and it'll stay rock hard, like no pun intended. We got like t-shirts up in here.
Yeah,
Who
we
we
do
rocking out with the t-shirts,
Yeah,
man?
t-shirts. As far as local artists, we got Alcoholic Apparel, Pete Escaro.
Pete Scaro. We're gonna get you on the podcast soon, Pete. Looking forward to it.
Yep. Got Black Bear Signs, Chris and Michelle, good friends of mine, all good friends of mine. And they're doing the mugs like you're drinking out of.
Yeah,
They do sandblasting, art on mugs, glass. They do a lot of vinyl decals, shirts. They do a lot of my shirts.
Right. Who did this Squidbillies design, dude?
Yeah, that was Chris and Michelle.
Yeah.
Black Bear
That's sick,
Signs.
dude. Yeah. I got a bunch of people in Ronsevert, West Virginia, that would love to get their hands on some of that merchandise.
Yeah.
So, I'll send them up your way for
and
sure.
There's Johnny Huckster.
Yeah.
Mike that does 304 to the core. Is the original guy to do that.
Oh yeah, those are great shirts, man.
My friends are my heroes. Born, raised, struggled, stayed.
Now where are they all local guys? Like
Morgantown.
Yep. So right here in this great state of West Virginia.
Yeah,
That's
I got
awesome.
2, 3, 4 tie dyers that I use. I got Laura Ann Norton Stopski out of Bridgeport, Ohio.
Yep.
Happy Threads.
Matt just had to run out.
Happy Threads. And then I got Joey out of Charleston that does Live to Die. Live to Tie.
Live to tie.
Live to
Oh,
Die.
I got you. Yeah.
Live to Die.
So okay, yeah. So it's either way, it's a play on tie dye, but it's live to die.
Live to Die, yeah.
DYE.
Uh-huh.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
See, in Scrabble, that's important. You know, you gotta know which die you're going for. Because look, I mean, people put it in Scrabble like. If you a Scrabble fan, do you play?
I've played once or twice.
Look, this is what I hate about, like, they got that new online Scrabble shit, you know? It's
okay.
like Words with Friends. And you basically like type something in until it works, right? With the old school Scrabble with the tiles, you could bluff, right? Like you could put up a word, and if somebody fucking challenged it and they were wrong, they lost their turn, right? So like you could bluff a motherfucker. Like I'll tell you my greatest bluff of all time. I put the word quivy, right? And my buddy, I think it might have been Neil. If it wasn't him, he's gonna be pissed that I mentioned his name. But I put the word quivy, right? He's like, "What's a quivy?" And I was like, "Well, you know, a quiver, right? Like that's what you hold your arrows in." I was like, "When you go to an armory, a quivy is like a dozen quivers." And he was like, "No shit." And I was like, "Yep." And that was like for like 80 something points that I got, you know. So yeah, the versus tie versus die. It's important to know what terminology you're using. But that's off the subject. But anyway, anybody wants to fuck with me in Scrabble, holler, because I'll fuck you up. All right. So who did that? This one shirt in particular I want to talk about. It's a tie-dye shirt, and it says, "This is how we roll in West Virginia." It's got a pepperoni roll on it. Who did that shirt?
That was Joey.
Okay.
And he picked this shirt up at a thrift store or Goodwill or something. Gets a lot of his shirts. So he's upcycling.
Right.
He gets a lot of his
which is
shirts
great,
out of thrift stores and Goodwill, like I said, and upcycle. So that came out of there, and then he just tie-dyed over top of it.
Just roll with it, yeah.
Yeah. 2 other tie-dyes I use is Scott Anson. Out of St. Augustine, Florida, a very good friend, and an old school tie-dyer.
Yeah.
And then another old school tie-dyer that I use to get my yoga pants is Jerry. Can't think of his business name at the moment.
Jerry,
But he's out of
do you need to go
California.
check the tag?
Yeah, it'd be
Now
all right.
what, like when you say difference between like an old school tie-dye and a new school tie-dye, is there like different styles? Is like kung fu? Like you could tell if they came up from the old school or the new school?
Yeah, maybe,
Yeah.
but nowadays with YouTube, you can learn anybody's trick.
Right.
Almost.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't learn all off of YouTube, but just old heads. Just they were on tour back in the day, doing it when it was first blown up.
Yeah. Now that's interesting because like, oh, Matt's getting a phone call. Yeah. You need to take that.
That'd be all right.
Yeah, we'll finish the podcast and we'll get back at that boy. But what was I going to add? Oh yeah, this is what I'm curious about. Like, you know, like, is there ways like, and I'm not saying that you know this, but do you think there's people around the world that would be able to like pick out a tie-dye and be like, oh, I know the master that did that. You know what I'm saying? He rubber banded shit a certain way. He picks it in certain colors. Like, is it that deep, or are we just talking like?
I would say yeah.
Yeah, really.
I'm not that deep into the tie-dye and history,
Right.
you know, and whatnot, but I'd absolutely say yeah. There's definitely people who've had their unique techniques. Oh, we're not on video.
Yeah.
We're live.
We're technically on video, but yeah, give me a shot, man. You're on video.
Technically on video.
Yeah. What's up?
Yeah. What up?
This is Zach right here.
How y'all doing?
Yeah.
Who's
good.
probably wearing one of Joey's tie-dyes?
Yeah, who
maybe?
tie-dyed this? Is he from the old school, new school?
Hey,
Yeah.
Jasmine.
On a live feed here.
We're doing a podcast.
It's a podcast.
Hi.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
We got some
we
local
got-
Fayetteville people's rolling in right now. It's kind of how we roll here. You know?
So we got, so my rocks, backing up, just want to give a huge shout out to Village Silversmith, John and Nayla Bajoris, who are my mentors. I definitely would not be where I'm at, you know, without them. And thank you, John and Nayla, and your family and your business. Village Silversmith rocks. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. You don't even know.
Right on, man.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, big.
That's the
big
biggest
shout
shout out
to
I
those
want to
guys,
give
man.
out.
Yeah.
As far as
Well, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
You know, because I mean, you got taught from different people, and I'm sure
Mhm.
people was learning from you along the way.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, I know a lot of people. I don't know. Maybe I might be out of my bounds by saying this, but you know, Angie. Barrows.
Uh-huh.
I mean, did she learn a few things from you, a few tricks from you along the way, or did she kind of go on her
She
own?
did it on her own.
Did she? Yeah.
Yeah. She'd already moved to Richmond, I think, when she started silversmithing. And I don't braze or solder anyways. I've just always wire wrapped.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely support her, buy her stuff. Speaking of, she is an artist that I buy.
So she's here in the shop.
Yeah,
Angie Barrows has
absolutely.
stuff
Yep.
here in the shop.
Yep, and that's what's sold out.
Yeah.
She's always, I always buy her stuff. for
Nice,
sure.
nice, yeah. So yeah, man, we got a lot of local talent here at the Great Googly Moogly, and I mean, even just as far as like if you're gonna be in Fayetteville, West Virginia, just coming by for like an old school shopping experience, you know what I mean? The customer service here is unbelievable. Also, this is pretty interesting. Matt's girlfriend Heidi has a hair salon in the back, right?
Yes.
So you can come, gentlemen, ladies, whatever. You can come down here, do a little bit of shopping, and get that, get your fade lined up, whatever. You can get, new dye job, get those roots checked, you know. So if you're like, oh, I'm on the market for, a new Aquaholic hat and a new haircut. I don't know if those two things coincide though.
Yeah, well, you need a haircut to go under the hat.
No. If you get that Superfly haircut though, you want to rock it for a few days,
Mhm.
without the hat. You know what I
Okay.
mean? But you buy a hat for, once that shit starts getting nappy again, whatever. But anyway, Heidi, and she's another great person.
Yeah. New River Roots.
Yeah, New River Roots is the name of her biz, and it's right here in the shop. So
Yeah, the store actually used to be a hair salon before I took it over.
Right.
Before I moved into it.
Yeah, because this is not the original location of the Great Googly Moogly,
Sure.
right?
Yep, I was at the other side of
Yeah,
town.
this is over at the old Paco's Tacos.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that. They had good pineapple salsa. I don't know what happened to that guy, Yeah. So, anybody else you want to mention, like as far as,
I mean, as far as all local artists, there's, like I said, our stickers, Buy Fair signs. We got the shirts, Alcoholic Apparel and Johnny Huckster.
Yeah.
Jewelry, there's just so many jewelers I have in here. They're hard to name everybody. Beamer, my friend Beamer, that, when I first started touring and traveling, he definitely has come up too and making a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and Thaddeus, who actually, when I started doing tour, Thaddeus took me under his wing and taught me a lot as far as what happens on lot, what not to do,
Right.
where to
Is
go,
that-
what shows to do, what shows not to do.
Yeah. So he like got you into the racket like the right way. You know what I'm saying? Is that the Thaddeus that used to work at RAF West Virginia?
No.
Okay, that dude was fucking crazy over that game, Axis and Allies.
Mm-hmm.
You ever played that game?
I have not.
Dude, he would always be like, and he was the guy was a little out there. You know what I mean?
So is the Thaddeus.
I'm willing to bet anybody named Thaddeus is probably on a certain end of the spectrum, you know. But no, this one was always like, oh man, you got to play Axis and Allies. I was like, what's it like? He's like, well, it's like Risk, but on crack. And I was like, well, you pretty much look like you're on crack, so why don't we just go with that and then just play Risk? But, you know, what you say, Thaddeus, if you're still out there, let's play some Risk, dude. I'll kick your ass at Global Domination.
Crazy story about Thaddeus was he hadn't been drinking. It was like when I got married once. Didn't work out, but I tried it. But anyways, during the wedding, Thaddeus was there, and he drove down from New York, and he hadn't been drinking. I think it was like 14 years he'd been sober, and for some reason, whoever, like my I guess fiance at the time, had hired to pour the champagne, was getting butterflies in the back, and Thaddeus was furious, grabbed a rag off of the table, threw it over his arm, and went and served everybody champagne.
Oh, nice, yeah. So he stepped it up, man. That's awesome, man. Well, you know, you get in those situations every once in a while. You just gotta like rise to the occasion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that's badass, man. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. I think we're gonna wrap it up here. The Who Is Dingus Stinkfinger podcast, episode 3. Big up to Matt Ewing and the Great Googly Moogly. If you guys are in Fayetteville, West Virginia, come check out the store. Get yourself a haircut. Buy yourself some precious. I mean, everything in the store is a gem. The shirts, the hats, the people, everything. But there are literally some gems here that you can buy. You know, all kinds of silver work, all kinds of glass work. It's a great place to come check out. And we definitely appreciate Matt, you know, being our first guest here on the Who Is Dingus Stinkfinger podcast, man.
Heck yeah, man, it's an honor.
And yeah, man, awesome. I just want to say, like, I hope business goes well for you, man. I hope you keep this thing alive. We're glad that you decided to settle here in Fayetteville, man. You know, I love running into you all the time. You know, you're a great addition to this town, man. Seriously.
Well, thank you.
And much respect and love to you and what you're doing out here.